You are now tuned in to Millenni-Her. The Millenni-Her. You are now tuned in to Millenni-Her Podcast.
With rhythm on the instrumental.
Millenni-Her. You are now tuned in to Millenni-Her Podcast. Tuned in to Millenni-Her. Tuned in to Millenni-Her Podcast.
Welcome to a special edition of the Millenni-Her Podcast, our
Millenni-Her
holiday
Podcast
edition. We're joined by the Real Mama Podcast. Devin and Kendra's here. If you haven't checked out our episode, we were featured on the Real Mamas Podcast. Hey Kendra, hey Devin, how are you?
Hey, mamas. Hey, y'all. I love your intro so much. I'm like, hey, mamas. Oh my gosh.
So this episode is all about holidays, and I thought it would be perfect to start with an icebreaker. The Real Mama Podcast, they're known for their segment, The Mama Juice, and what they do is they ask their guests to bring a specific drink. So we decided to remix it and create a Kwanzaa edition. So each of us got a principle of Kwanzaa, and we had to bring an inspired drink that represented our principle. So Kendra, do you want to start first? Let the audience know your principle and what drink did you bring?
Of course. Well, one, thank you for having me and Devin. But my principle was Nia, and Nia stands for purpose. So I think this is hilarious, but I brought some Hennessy Pure White.
Okay.
The purpose, I should say, behind the Tennessee Pure White is because this is literally the spirit that brought me and my husband together. And I would not be a mama without, or at least to my son Eli, without my husband Jonathan. And he's actually gonna shout praise when I say this, but I slid in his DMs about Hennessy Pure White. Yes, he posted. This was back when we were in college, Florida A&M University. Hello, Fabian Rattlers.
Shouts to the HBCUs.
Yes, to the HBCUs. But he posted on Instagram that he got a bottle of Hennessy Pure White. And back in the day, like, Hennessy Pure White was a hot commodity. Like, it wasn't easily accessible. You had to know somebody who was traveling out of the country to get it. And when he posted this bottle, I was like, I want to try that because I had never tried it. So I DM'd him and was like, hey, friend, let me, slide over to try that Hennessy. And that was literally what sparked our interest, I guess, in the way that we are connected now to each other. So I brought my Hennessy Pure White as my Nia, my purpose. My purpose is my husband, my family, and the love and union that we have. So cheers to
purpose.
Nia and purpose.
Yes.
Cheers. Ari, what did you bring?
So my principle is Kumba, which is all about creativity. And, even though I eat, breathe, sleep, wake in creativity, because that's a real Sagittarius for you, I prepared, this concoction. I challenged myself. It's, pomegranate juice, some black tea that I had, what is it called? When you let it soak, I forget what it's
Marinated?
called.
Steam?
It's yes. I had it, all marinated and nice. And then some honey and some Tito's. And then I said, why not get creative?
I like that.
Oh, this one is Chardonnay from 19 Crimes, because I was just like, why not? Let's get creative.
Oh, girl. I hope you
Set all
to bed after that.
Right.
So, y'all.
Cheers
to
to
Kumba.
creativity.
Here's the Kumba, yes.
Okay, Devin, what was your principle?
Okay, my principal was Kuji Chakalia, and that means self-determination. And so I try to tie my drink into this by having some scotch, Bellavini to be exact. And so the way I
have to
try
try
to
that.
turn
Yeah, me
this,
too.
it's a little strong. You got to put a little hair on your chest for this one. But for self-determination, my husband and I, we have 2 businesses together. And so we had to be really determined to make this happen. So we are Airbnb owners. We have real estate
Nice.
out in Orlando, Florida, near Disney. So if you ever need an Airbnb, hit me up, you know. And then we are also, my husband is the woodworker, so he can create anything. You imagine it, he can create it. And I do all like the management and logistics of everything. I social media, all that stuff. So that took some self-determination because, you know, we took a big risk trying to do both businesses. When we closed on our Airbnb, the world shut down the next day. And we had no idea what we was going to get into, if we were going to be successful or not. And we're still standing 3 years later. So that's some self-determination for you.
Cheers to that.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to
Cheers.
switch to this one.
And to end it all off, I had
Yes,
Ujama, which means cooperative economics. The real definition is to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses to profit each other. So to support Black businesses. So, you know,
Cheers
I had
to that.
support my
Cheers.
sis, Issa Rae. And I'm
Yes.
drinking the Via Ray.
We love
Prosecco.
Issa.
I didn't know she
Yes.
had a wine. She has a wine.
She has
Yes.
a Prosecco.
It's a Prosecco. So
I
I
missed
supported
that.
a Black business, a Black creative, Issa
We
Rae.
need to hit up Issa
It's
to
at
sponsor
Target.
Mama Juice.
I
Exactly.
know,
for
we do.
real.
We do
So I
need to
brought
hit Issa up.
some shipping.
FOMO, friend.
Why?
Why?
Well, I thought we were going to do it together.
I got you. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. You gotta be patient.
Well, no, you're right. You're right. But it's so befitting to your principals, girls, because we're also collaborating for this holiday special. It is a time to give and a time to, you know, appreciate all that we receive. You know, we're all blessed to, you know, have this opportunity to, you know, get together and great energy. So I'm just looking forward to this episode. Looking forward to it.
Same here. Thank you guys so much for participating.
Of course. We love our Millenni-Her Podcast sisters.
And we
Yay.
love the Real Mama podcast. So let's take a sip to that.
Yes.
Cheers.
We're trying to get y'all turned up before
Kumba,
to really
to Nia, to Kuji Chakalia, and to Ujama.
All right.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy
Okay,
Kwanzaa.
So I wanted to have fun with this, and I wanted to discuss all holidays from Thanksgiving all the way to New Year's. And I thought, when it comes to the holidays, usually most people go home for the holidays. They spend holidays with family and friends. So I have a game that's this or that. So I'm going to ask you guys certain questions, and you tell me which one you would choose. So I'm going to start off with Devin.
Oh, Lord.
So would you rather attend Thanksgiving dinner with your family, or would you rather go to a Friendsgiving with your friends?
It's funny you asked that because Kendra and I, friend group, we actually have an annual Friendsgiving we've been doing for the last like 4 years, 4 or 5 years. I can't remember. 5. Yeah, 5. And so it was a big riffraff between like our families. Like, how y'all not gonna do Thanksgiving with your family? Like, we family. And it was just a tradition we started, and we've been going strong. I actually had to miss this year because we did have to choose family for this year in particular. But I have fun at both.
But if you have it in a perfect world,
in a perfect world,
can we split the holidays?
It's only one answer. It's
You
either
gotta
friends or
pick
family.
one.
Well, if I'm going based on what we've done for the last 5 years, I guess I would say Friendsgiving. It sounds really bad, but
No, it doesn't sound bad at all.
it's just a tradition we've started with our kids. So most of our friends in that group went to Florida A&M University, FAMU, where my rattlers at. And so our babies are like,
do that every time.
That's right. We gonna rattler.
Yeah,
The rattlers are gonna rattler.
But our babies are growing up together and like play cousins and all this other, and god siblings, and it's just a lot of some cool things we do with our kids and with our friends. So we kind of reserve Christmas for our family and then Thanksgiving for our friends.
Okay,
Cool.
that's dope. So Ari, I'm coming
Yes.
to you. Would you rather prepare Christmas dinner or do the dishes after?
Okay. Wait. Okay. Christmas. Okay. I was about to say. All right. I'm all for takeout on Christmas. I'm cool. We don't gotta do that. The cooking. It's optional if I feel like it. So with that being said, I don't mind preparing. Yep. I'm gonna go with that.
You gonna go with that?
Preparing is. Hey, can I get an order? That's preparing. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Okay, so Kendra, fall scents or winter scents? Which one you choosing?
Fall all day, baby.
Love me some
I'm a fall
pumpkin.
Favorite. Yeah.
Ooh. So I am a woodsy spice kind of girl.
I
I'm
was
a
gonna
fall
say
baby.
that. I was gonna say you give that all.
Glad I give that because I'm a cozy, woodsy type of girl. So if a scent is giving, I even like quietly pumpkin. I do like the pumpkin smells. I like the pumpkin, not like pies and such, but I can give I love the pumpkin spice scents and coffees and such. So I will go with the woodsy pumpkin. Fall. I'm a fall type of girl. Fall all day.
Okay.
That's my season.
And for me,
Charles, yeah, I want to ask you, put you in the hot seat.
okay. So
okay, if you would do desserts, right? I got it. Chill out, sis. Chill out. Would you do sweet potato pie or banana pudding?
I'm going with banana pudding all the way, and it has to be chessman cookies because I don't like vanilla wafers.
So let me tell you,
I'm also not really a fan of bananas.
Devin makes a good banana pudding.
You think you're not a fan of what?
Of bananas in it because I don't plan when you put the actual bananas in the banana pudding because eventually they turn brown.
No, it makes it look so unappealing.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait.
You could bag it up.
So if you soak your bananas in lime juice, like fresh lime juice, it prevents it from turning brown and you can't taste it. It gives you a nice little kick. And so I challenge you all, since you love chessman cookies with your banana pudding. Paula Dean, she got this recipe called Nacho Mama.
I thought we canceled her.
I'm sorry. Look, let me tell you about this recipe.
We ain't canceled her recipe.
Recipe ain't canceled.
Look, the recipe ain't canceled because you ain't gonna go back. It's called Nacho Mama banana pudding, and it has the chessman cookies in it. And if you do that trick with the bananas and the lime juice, girl, you good.
Okay,
I'm gonna try it. In the lime juice.
Just a little bit. My husband, mama, she from the islands, and she taught me that little trick, and it worked.
What island?
Nicaragua, Corn Island, Central America.
Shout outs to the Caribbeans.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So it
sounds like we're all pretty festive around here.
No facts.
We know our seasons. We love our holidays. Okay.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
I'm
drinking water and Hennessy. I'm
coming around.
Balance. It's called balance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's transition to Kwanzaa. So since we did our icebreaker, I just wanted to drop some gems about Kwanzaa. If you're not familiar with it, it's an African American holiday that's celebrated from December 26th to January 1st. It was created by activist Dr. Karenga based on African harvest festival traditions from parts of West Africa and Southeast Africa. The reason why he created this holiday was to give Black people an alternative to Christmas and give Black people an opportunity to celebrate themselves and their history rather than simply imitate the practice of societies. The 7 principles of Kwanzaa are Umoja, Kujichagulia, Ujima, Ujamaa, Nia, Kumba, and Imani. Kwanzaa is celebrated with different symbols, including a kinara, which is the candle holder, and its 7 candlesticks. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. A mazo, which is the crops, a mahindi, which is the corn that represents children celebrating, and a kimobi, which is the unity cup. And when you celebrate Kwanzaa, you're supposed to drink from the unity cup to just give thanks to the ancestors while saying umoja, which means unity. So I don't know if y'all know too much about Kwanzaa, but recently a lot has been coming out in the media about Kwanzaa because there's been a big scandal. So the creator of Kwanzaa, even though he denies these allegations, in 1970, he and 3 other members of the U.S. organization of a Black nationalist group based in Los Angeles was imprisoned for assaulting 2 female members. This trial revealed that the women had been whipped with cords, beaten, and seared with irons while naked. So Karenga, he served a few years in prison and later went on to get his doctorate and teach. He served 4 years in prison. So the big discussion has been, should Kwanzaa be celebrated amongst Black families or should we cancel it? Anyone could chime in on that.
And so I heard about this, I think 2 years ago, because my husband and I have been talking about actually celebrating Kwanzaa as a tradition to add on to our family traditions for the holidays. And I was actually on the fence about it. That was one of the reasons why I was a little apprehensive. And I said I wanted to do a little bit more research. And I just haven't gotten around to it. But I don't, this cancel culture, like, it's very hard, right? And I don't think I have enough information at this moment to say it should be canceled, especially since this happened in 1977. But I also don't want to excuse abusive behavior,
Exactly.
because I have a very low tolerance for that, especially towards women. So I can't fully answer that question, if that makes sense.
I can answer that question.
Y'all.
So I think what a lot of what Devin shared is important, but
Yeah.
I also want to say that we have to be mindful of the root of the reason why Kwanzaa was created. My husband is African American history was his minor in college, and he is very big on just the culture of Black folks in America. And we have to be mindful of our history and our ancestry and just how we got into the country that we live in. And a lot of our culture, a lot of our practices, a lot of our roots were stripped away from us, and we had to kind of create our own culture as African Americans. So if we think about and focus on the reason why Kwanzaa was created, to me, that is what speaks besides whatever this man did, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that what he did not need the attention that it got. And he should have been reprimanded in the way that he was. But when we think about others who were involved in the creation of this beautiful culture of Kwanzaa and what it means to Black folks in America, that's where I and my family are more mindful of putting our energy towards. Kwanzaa is something that we've talked about for many years when incorporating it into our family. And now that our son is 4 and he's more in tune with what goes on around him and the practices that we do in this house, Kwanzaa is something that we intend on practicing in our home this year and prayerfully many years forward. So we will practice Kwanzaa in this home, and we will focus on what it means and how it really speaks to our culture as a people. in our roots as a people. And that's where our energy will be focused. So whatever this man did, I'm glad that he was, reprimanded in the way that he should have been. But we will be focusing on what Kwanzaa means to us as a family and us as a culture.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Ari, what's your thoughts?
I have a few thoughts, but if we're just going to talk about what it is, I didn't grow up really having a lot of information about Kwanzaa. Actually, I grew to know more about it from the Proud Family, the show.
That's a great episode too.
Yes, I love that episode.
Rugrats was really good too. They had a Rugrats
Oh,
episode.
okay. I gotta check
And
that one out.
Elmo had a good one too.
Oh wow! Okay.
Rugrats had an episode
That's
about
interesting.
I missed that because I
love
Rugrats.
that.
And it was actually an older episode, like in the 90s when we were smaller.
Wow.
So those shows, Rugrats and Elmo and Proud Family, that was the most representation of Kwanzaa that was exposed. I was exposed to. So in adult life, I'm just like as I'm growing into it, I'm like I respect the mission of what was being, that it was being, publicized as, and then also we talk about representation all the time. Being important, and that's one of the holidays, that I feel like isn't as recognized. I mean, it's not a national holiday; it's a celebration. Technically, it's not, known as a holiday to the national standard, and for that reason, I do think it deserves a little bit more attention. I think it's bigger than the person that conducted whatever behavior was conducted, especially when it was kind of based on the facts of what you mentioned, Cheryl, and it could obviously be delved a little deeper in research, but it seemed like it was a irrelevant, like an unrelated event that this person, that the founder was involved in, and so it shouldn't slight, the whole, again, the mission of it and what it was built on. And then when you really think about it, all holidays were built on some tumultuous action. I want you to name one holiday that wasn't built on the backs of people or the demise of a race or a nationality or, casualties or, someone being slighted. It's all, and we celebrate the fact that we overcame. I think that's the commonality in it all. So, I just think for equality reasons, especially in school representation, if I'm celebrating other holidays, Hanukkah and Christmas and all of this, I'm celebrating Kwanzaa. I'm celebrating the principles around it. This will actually be my second year kind of recognizing it as an adult. And I wanted to kind of get my feelings around it before I exposed the girls to it, my daughters, and they love the principles around it too. So to your point, Devin, I definitely think it's something that, and Kendra too, that I want to see, for the foreseeable future, I want to kind of, integrate it more to actually add the candles, hopefully, or the unity cup, have the whole shebang. But for right now, the subtlety of it works just fine for me. And so in this household as well, I definitely think there will be some recognition happening for that week.
I love that. And for me, I went to a really Black school, elementary school, where my town is from Orange, New Jersey, is really small. Everyone knows everyone. And Kwanzaa was something that I celebrated since I was a kid. But I really got into Kwanzaa because of my friend Monica. She celebrates it every year, and she usually has an event. And I plan on continuing it when I do have kids. But I do agree with what Kendra and Ari said. It kind of goes like when it kind of falls into the purposes of separating the art from the artist. Kind of like Bill Cosby, for example. We don't accept what Bill Cosby does, but we still watch A Different World. And I just feel that Kwanzaa's principles shouldn't just be celebrated for Kwanzaa. It should just be all throughout the years. We can, implement creativity and self-determination and unity within our purpose every day. So kind of to transition from Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa, since we're talking about, uplifting the culture, and TMP, we're known for our Black Business Challenge. I thought this would be the perfect game. Christmas is coming up, and I wanted to know, what would you want on your wish list, but from a Black business? So we all can go around and say one Black business item that we would want from our Christmas list. Y'all want me to start?
We still doing Christmas lists as adults?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one gift that you would want for Christmas, but it has to be from a Black-owned business.
Okay, I'm looking at I said that and I got a little list together. That's funny.
I guess I'll start with this one. I'm really big into bags. So if someone wanted to get me a gift from a Black-owned business, I would say get me a Telfar bag or a Brandon Blackwood bag. They're luxury Black-owned businesses. It could still be.
But it's okay. It's okay. I can build on.
I think I do have mine too. If my friends got a little money, I would love that new Beyonce fragrance.
Oh, that's
I don't even know what it's called, but I just want it because I have the rest. I have the rest of her fragrances, like Heat, and then the other one that she has, and I love it. I like it. I love how the maturity of the fragrance. If not, then I like novelty stuff. So sunglasses, I really grew a collection. I would love, a pair of glasses from, a Black-owned business. That would be nice.
How about you, Devin?
Okay. I have a few. So I would do Lip Bar. They're lipsticks. Well, cosmetics now. So that is my go-to, as well as Fenty. So I'm between Fenty and the Lip Bar for all my makeup, self-care, cleansing needs. And then I would do Poise Wine, which is a Black-owned wine company that actually sponsored. Yeah, she sponsored the podcast a few times, and her wine is really good. And then I would add North 24 in there, another sponsor of ours who is a cleaning company, and they have clean ingredients and safe ingredients, and cleaning supplies really work. So those would be mine.
Nice. Love that. Kendra?
So I'm a little conflicted because I'm not sure if this technically falls under Black-owned, but Nike's Fear of God line is designed by a Black businessman who also happens to be a Florida A&M University alum.
Shout outs to the HBCUs.
Yes.
Is Nike? I thought that was Adidas for some reason. He's Nike?
No, Fear of God is with Nike.
Oh, okay.
It falls under Nike, but that's why I say I'm conflicted because
but it was designed by a Black man.
It was designed by a Black owner. But there's also another Black businessman who's also in the clothing industry that I want to shout out as Dungeon Forward, who's also a FAMU Rattler. But he makes amazing HBCU paraphernalia. And
Greek.
If you're Greek, he also makes
shout outs to the Zetas.
Wonderful Greek paraphernalia. So I'm shouting out the Rattlers. And in addition to what Devin shared, those are phenomenal partners that we have. And I want to include our fellow FAMU alum in that category of being great when it comes to the industry of clothing and design. So shout out to our Fear of God, Nike guru, and also our Dungeon Forward family. Castro is the owner of that business.
Cheers to that.
Yes.
It's the black
Yes,
businesses.
it's the Easter prosecco good.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
That's on my list of drinks to try. Maybe that'll be our Christmas Eve and or Christmas Day brunch. Prosecco.
Ooh, that sounds good. That
Where
sounds good.
are you located? Where are you located?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in Atlanta.
So do they sell wines and liquors in Target?
Yes. I saw
so
it
yeah,
actually this morning
It's at Target.
at Target. I went. I
Yeah.
had to go by Target to grab something, and they had a whole like section of the Issa Rae prosecco, and I was
Yeah.
tempted to buy a bottle, but I'm like, I'm just not today.
It's a hot commodity in Jersey. It's
It
hard to
Oh my
find.
God.
Even here, at one point, it was completely sold out. Like people were on a hunt for this prosecco, and today, I don't know if it's because I
I
was there
love that they
super
support
early.
her.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
She's
Absolutely. You
amazing.
know, Issa she's a big piece of our culture. So we
Facts.
love and
Yeah.
support our Issa Rae.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into our final discussion. And we've been talking about holidays. We talked about Kwanzaa. We talked about Christmas. And I wanted to know, Kendra, what's your favorite holiday if you had to choose one?
So it's interesting you asked that question, Charles.
Every time she starts it off like this, I'm like, oh God, she about to go in.
So Christmas is my favorite holiday. When I was a kid, it's just always been that very nostalgic, good feeling, family focused, and of course spiritual holiday. Like Christmas has always been my jam. But as I've gotten older, I've grown to really love Thanksgiving. And I'm not sure if that's because we've incorporated Friendsgiving into our practice over the past 5 years or what, but there's something about the warmth of Thanksgiving. And it's just being grateful for our loved ones and all that life has brought us and God has really blessed us with. So I'm gonna continue to. Christmas is still up here, but Thanksgiving is really one of those holidays that's knocking
trailing
at the
up.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's
It's like-
challenging and it's challenging Christmas a little bit. So I'll stick with
Yeah.
Christmas, but Thanksgiving is right there.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna agree with you. That's mine too. Like Christmas is up here and Thanksgiving is right behind.
It's a very close.
It's
second.
very close.
Yeah.
How about you, Ari?
I would say the same about the close second being Thanksgiving, or interchangeable sometimes, depending on who I'm, rocking with or who I want to socialize with. But I would say that Easter is actually my favorite holiday. Only because, well, not only because, but I really, I really align with resurrection, building anew, being spiritually grounded. It's always also a break in the weather. Well, usually it's like a break in the weather. If I see family on that, after having that break from the new year, other than, that's the kind of the next holiday that comes about. So it's like, it kind of brings back the feels all over again. So that's kind of it too. And then also, my now husband proposed to me on Easter, and it was just the most perfect weekend. And it's now always coined in my head. So, love that. And also the like egg hunt and stuff like that. It just builds like motivation and drive for the children, but also for me, like watching them just want to achieve something or want to grasp something.
That self-determination.
Yeah, that self-determination in it. And so yeah, that's my favorite holiday. And Thanksgiving is right up under there because sometimes it's the same kind of feel, like the same vibe I get. So
my husband proposed to me Easter weekend too.
Really?
He did. It was a March
Is that
Easter.
a cosmic sign?
No.
Charles, we're gonna put this prayer up to the Lord for you.
Listen.
If it's in your will, if that's what you want, we got you, girl.
Okay, so when it does happen on Easter, I'm gonna stitch this episode.
Easter is your weekend.
No, for real. I don't
And
know. Something about the Easter weekend is just
it's like God said, I'll be back in 3 days.
right.
Rose up.
Exactly.
Just give me 3 days. That's all he said. And I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
And Devin, what's your favorite holiday?
So I'm not really a holiday type of person. And I know that sounds really weird. But now having kids, I'm getting into the holidays. It's more my husband that has the holiday cheer.
Okay.
So if I had to choose, I would probably say Christmas right now, because the joy of my kids and they're really learning about Jesus Christ versus like Santa. And
Okay.
so I really love that aspect of it because they're asking more questions about God and, why we celebrate and things like that. So, and I've hosted Christmas the past like two or 3 years. I don't know. Things are blending together, and that's been fun with my family. And just having our own tradition. So we've done things like a hot cocoa bar that everybody looks forward to. And I have my white hot chocolate and my milk chocolate. And I have my donut tray. I have a brunch that I do. And then we do like games like a family talent show and superlatives and things like that.
Love that.
So that has been pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, because I was kind of like a Grinch, but now it's becoming
Grinch
fun.
was oppressed, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm just not for like the whole Santa Claus thing, and I feel like sometimes with Christmas it gets lost, like the real reason for the season. And so, but now my kids are bringing that out of me.
And since you brought that up, it ties in perfectly to the next question.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when you found out Santa Claus wasn't real?
Girl, I was a late bloomer, okay? And maybe that's why I'm bitter. But
Not bitter.
Oh my God.
I was
Not bitter.
I was in second grade. So what, 7? And I remember Shakira Johnson. I would never forget. I have not seen Shakira since.
Johnson.
Yes.
Shakira, if you watching this.
Right, if you're watching
Not
this,
just any old Shakira, but Shakira Johnson. It's Shakira Johnson.
you ruined Devin's experience, Shakira.
I have not seen Shakira since the second grade. Okay. But yeah, she was like, "You still believe in Santa Claus?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Santa Claus is real. My mom told me so." And she was like, "Well, you're dumb because he's not."
Wow.
And I was like, "Okay." So I went home and I was like, "Mom, be honest." Because me and my mom, we used to talk about everything. And I was like, "Be honest, Mom. Is Santa Claus real?" Because Shakira told me he wasn't. She was like, "Okay, he's not real. Don't tell your siblings." And I was just like, "What?"
Oh my goodness.
I was so crushed.
I totally understand because that's how I felt when I found out the Tooth Fairy wasn't real.
Yeah.
Can I tell y'all a story about that?
R.I.P. Devin. R.I.P.
Can I tell y'all
The
a little
Tooth
story
Fairy?
about the Tooth Fairy?
Oh God.
How I found out the Tooth Fairy wasn't real.
What happened?
I had a tooth that came out,
out.
and I didn't tell my parents. I just let it come out, and I didn't say nothing. And I said, I'm gonna wait like a week just to see, because you hear the rumors when you're at school age. Oh, the Tooth Fairy's not real. Like Shakira told Devin, Santa's not real. All that stuff. I said, I'm gonna see for myself. I'm one of those people. I gotta see for myself, right? Been that way since day one. Put my tooth under the pillow. My tooth was there when I woke up. I said, damn, the Tooth Fairy ain't real. That's how I found out. Then I started questioning.
I would have had a response to that. I said, you're not the only kid in America. I'm like, listen, you gotta put your business in, and you gotta put your business in.
So do you tell your kids about Santa and the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny?
Not at this age. No, I actually
did. You?
It's funny that no, I haven't said anything.
Oh, okay.
And I don't plan to. I don't plan to until they ask me, maybe like how you ask your mom, because then you got to be. I believe in honesty, but I'm not about to offer up no information if you're not about to ask it. And I have actually done that. Failed attempts. Like I have forgotten to leave things, under the just in case they listening. Oh have forgotten to leave things, like under the pillow. But I'd say what I kind of said, which was like, listen, the girl got a whole bunch of kids, to be, trying to go to houses. So listen, you might have to write a letter, leave a candy under the pillow, entice her to come, kind of thing. And then when it comes to Santa, what it is I told my friend, because this is the conversation we had. She told her son that, he's not real already, and he's only 3. I'm like, listen, your kid can't hang out with my kid. If my kids is going to understand it, and your kid's not going to do what Shakira did and ruin my baby's experience, let it be. But if you were to come up to me, and ask me, I'll tell it. Because I believed until I was 11.
Yeah.
I think I believed whatever it was that was beneficial.
I thought I was late. Yeah.
No, I was late.
Honestly,
I was think I was around that age too.
Santa
Maybe
Claus,
later. I
feel like I was about 11.
Yeah.
I was like
Santa
late
Claus
school
is
age,
based on
tween.
a real person. The story.
Wait,
of
what'd you
Santa
say? You was in the tweens, Kendra?
Oh, it may have been late school age, tween age.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
like my sister.
I was really big on
my sister
Santa.
was in middle school, and we was sprinkling deer dust in the grass. And I'm like, when are we gonna be done? Like, can we just tell
he
her?
was the Grinch, and I was the dreamer. I was with your whichever one, Devin.
I'm like, girl.
I was a believer in Santa, and honestly, my son's school talks about Santa. And we're doing Elf on the Shelf this year, so
nice.
Very exhausting.
I can't say that he is a true believer. I think he's still too young to really kind of grasp onto this concept of Santa, but he knows about Santa and his elf. He looks forward to seeing his elf every morning. So I grew up with that nostalgic feeling of believing in Santa. And I want the same for my son if he wants that for himself. I'm not going to push it on him, but he came home talking about Santa. And that's based on like his friends at school and just the culture of his school. So me and my husband listening to the conversations he had at school, we're like, maybe this is the year Santa's introduced. I don't know. But it's not something that we were like, you got to believe in Santa.
Yeah.
Santa's this, Santa's that. Even though Santa I couldn't wait.
My everything.
Christmas morning, waking up. I can't wait to get down. The chimney. I was one of those kids.
Knowing that your parents ate the cookies.
But I didn't know. But at the time, I would look like, did he eat my cookies? And it would be nibbles and like crumbs on the table and milk hard drinks. It was just like that type of stuff, yeah.
Right, and so you remember how you felt as a kid. Like, I don't know, that's just me and how I felt like Christmas. That's why I love Christmas, because of how it made me feel as a kid. Like, of course, you love the gifts and all that stuff, but there's just a sense of nostalgia that's just with Christmas. Aside, of course, you go to church, you understand that Jesus is the reason for the season, and he is. And it's also that other side of feeling like a kid that's like, Santa really, even though mom and dad did this or whoever,
right?
Like it's just a feeling that you have as a kid that kind of carries even into your adulthood. I don't know. It's weird.
No, it makes sense. And speaking of nostalgia, I wanted to ask, and anyone can answer this, just basically the representation when it came to Santa in the 90s. Did any of you guys feel that in the 90s you seen a lot of representation of Black Santa versus today?
Oh, you see it everywhere today. I don't even think my kids know a white Santa for real. I mean, they do, because white Santa is at school, but in my house it's nothing but Black Santa, and I send them to school with their Black Santa PJs, because we live in a very not diverse area, so I want them to have sense of self. And so no matter where I go at this point, and we live in Georgia, I see Black Santa everywhere. It's not hard to find anymore, versus in the 90s, like you gotta be the first one in the store to find the one Black Santa in Hallmark.
And it'd probably be behind like a million white Santas.
So it's very hard to find. Like, you literally had to collect them. I remember my grandmother or my great grandmother collecting like Black Santa, and when she saw it, she would just buy it right then. And then it was overpriced too compared to everything else. Like, you were paying more for the Black Santa than you would for white Santa. But now, like, it's on, and I struggle with this too, because I'm like, I'm glad it's everywhere, but at the same time, it's like, y'all profiting off of this. So it's kind of annoying. So I'm like, but then I'll be pissed off if it wasn't there.
Wasn't there.
So
Exactly.
it's just like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. But I'm happy that it is there.
And it's
Yeah.
kind of like when you said they're profiting off of it. It's just a lack of authenticity. What
Yeah.
really makes us
I
upset.
think that's the part,
Yeah.
Cheryl.
That's
Yeah.
the
Like,
part.
we grew up seeing Santa as this white man, although my grandma, God rest her soul, hey Nene, she had Black Santa when we were very young. So I grew up in her house, Christmas wise, with Black Santa. But when you step outside of your grandma's house, you don't see Black Santa.
like that. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, but now my son, he sees Black Santa. He wears Black Santa. And I'm glad that he's growing up in a world where Santa to him looks like him. Santa's not, oh, Black Santa. It's Santa. Like there's no this label of him being black. It's no. So this is Santa for you. So
Santa's who you want him to be. Do you want him to be? He's black, or he might be white,
Asian,
whoever
brown,
it is, or Asian,
might
or
be. Yeah,
I would love to see that, but just see little varieties of Santa.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job, especially with the clothing, especially with like the family pajamas, like Old Navy, Target.
Yeah.
You'll see all kind of Santas,
especially
like,
Target.
Yeah,
is for
you'll
the
see
people.
it.
Yeah,
You'll see an Asian Santa, a Hispanic Santa. It don't matter what race you are, you can find a Santa for you. So
Exactly.
I do appreciate that. But yeah, in the 90s, it was definitely harder. But them grandmamas found a way.
No, facts.
They did.
Facts.
They did.
Facts.
Shout
I even
out to
seen
the
Kwanzaa
grandmamas.
Santa, and it's a contradiction, but
I gotta
seen-
you gotta post that.
I
You
seen
gotta,
Santa
when
with
you-
a kente. You know the kente hats,
Yeah.
like the woke memes. It was that.
Well,
that was
you
a thing in the
have to-
90s.
Please send us the Kwanzaa Santa.
when you edit this video, you need to make sure that Kwanzaa Santa pop up
Oh no, facts
on this
Facts.
segment. 'Cause we need to see.
We'll send you the minute markers. We're about 46 minutes, and
50
yeah,
seconds.
just look at 46 minutes.
Ow,
So-
46. That's my number.
So yeah. So to wrap this up, the last holiday I wanted to speak about is New Year's.
Mhm.
And I wanted to ask each of y'all, what are you leaving in 2023 and what's one goal or something you're looking forward to in 2024? So Kendra, you could start.
Okay. Well, I don't know what I'm leaving here, but I will tell you what I'm starting. This year has been very busy. We have had a roller coaster of a year. When I say the lowest of lows and the highest of highs, it has happened for me and my family this year. But what I have realized is in 2023, I did not prioritize me and my mental and physical self-care. So what I will be doing in 2024 is taking better care of me. And that's by any means necessary. I will be focusing on what works for Kendra mentally and physically. And that is my top goal and priority for the 2024 season. So I'm looking forward to putting me first, aside from, of course, my God and my family. But I have got to take better care of myself and my well-being. And I look forward to doing that for me next year.
Okay, and I agree with you. I am the same. I'm leaving behind people pleasing. I'm leaving behind not setting boundaries. And in 2024, I'm tapping into just hobbies that I've always wanted to do, but never got a chance to do. So I've always wanted to learn how to swim, but I've never did it. So
You go, girl. You go swim.
2024, I'm learning how to swim. I'm learning how to perfect my mac and cheese and different recipes, you know? So that's the goals for me. How about you, Ari?
I'm leaving behind routine, and I'm leaving behind predictability. I feel like it's weighing me down. I have, been freed by my mind and my therapy of being able to just be who I want to be and try to and kind of transform. It's showed in new relationships. It's shown in, how I can show up and how new people can show up for me and how I can show up for people and how I can be a chameleon. And those people who don't fit in that, fit in that understanding are no longer with me or in the process of phasing out. And so that kind of shows me that I can do it and that it feels good. And I want to keep that going. Mm-hmm. And so with that is to your point, Cheryl, and I didn't know you were going to say this, but it is kind of so befitting that, I do want to do the same thing. Is I want to lean more into, just leaning into what the new freedom of that looks like doing things that don't make sense, coloring my hair, having 5 different colors. I got blonde, I got purple, I got this. I want to do it. If I want to cut my hair, I want to do it. If I want to do the little Kim, I want to do it. If I want to sing and I can't sing, I want to do it. I want to do it. So that's what I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Love that for you.
You do
and
it.
Last but not least, Devin.
I was sitting here pondering because I'm in right now. I'm very in a transition stage of my life, with moving to a new state, looking for a new job, trying to figure out what the hell it is I'm going to do next. So I'm just looking for peace. Honestly, 2024. I hope I receive peace because I've been stressed the hell out in 2023, and I'm leaving people pleasing behind as well, because I always feel like I have to fix other people's problems, and then their problems become my problems because I'm internalizing their problems, trying to fix their problems. So I am letting go of people pleasing as well. I've been a people pleaser probably my whole life up until kids. Really is when I started changing, because I just didn't have the bandwidth or the capacity to do it anymore. So really just closing that door for real, closing it all the way, because it's a little crack right now. So closing it and locking it.
You working on it.
Closing it, locking it, and not looking back. So
yes,
so let's clap it up and let's cheers to that.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Close that door, crack it, and don't look back.
Final toast.
Yes.
Cheers to that.
I'll put my Hennessy up to that one.
Yeah, cheers.
But thank you so much, the Real Mama Podcast, for joining us for our first annual TMP holiday special. Do you guys have anything coming up that you want to share with our listeners?
Yeah. So, we have a few changes coming to the Real Mama Pod. So if you are over there, we're quiet right now. I don't know when this is going to air, but come January 2024, we are doing a full facelift. So you guys will see some new things from us, and we're super excited, and we'll have our first event in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you are there, we're having a mama time. So instead of gallon time, we're having a mama time, and more details will come for that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited for that.
I gotta slide.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say try to send us the details ahead.
Yeah, well, it's
y'all
February.
accept dog moms.
Yeah,
Plant moms.
So it's for all our rich aunties, our dog mamas, our plant mamas, our mamas, future mamas. Yeah, anybody.
Okay.
If you're a woman, come on.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we will definitely link you so our followers could follow you guys. And this has been great. Thanks for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed our TMP first annual special. It was we learned about Kwanzaa, Thanksgiving, and everything. So,
and we hope that all of our listeners have a great holiday. Continue to have a great holiday season. And Millenni-Her Podcast will see you in 2024.
Cheers to that.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Millenni-Her Podcast.